We are world's largest motorcycle consumer, exporter. Hands down, we can beat China.
You want to make a product and become a OEM, and the solution was do it yourself.
It is only plant in the EV segment which is having all in-house R&D facility and manufacturing facility as well.
Anybody in the EV space was jumping into the scooter space. What made you take this decision to be in the bike space?
It's not that something is working out internationally, will work out in India.
Customer wants best of both worlds. We wanted to have a vehicle, if it's standing in the traffic, it kind of organically merges into it.
What do you foresee in the next 5 years?
By FY30, you will see that
India commutes, rides, delivers, and moves itself largely on two wheels every day. And a large part of that two-wheeler market is motorcycles. But yet, when the EV wave overtook India, most manufacturers veered towards making scooters, which isn't the largest part of the market. There's a small team in Bengaluru that decided to do things differently. Here's the Bharat Journey of Oben Electric. This is the amazing story of a husband and wife with a dream. Madhumita and Dinkar started iPexel in Bengaluru in 2016 that soon became a multi-million-dollar R&D services company. But they decided that this wasn't the end of the tunnel for them. They dreamt bigger and with no prior experience in manufacturing took a leap of faith to start from scratch and build Oben Electric. In 2020, Oben Electric was officially formed, a clear starting point with a simple but ambitious goal to build electric motorcycles from the ground up. What drove Madhumita to choose manufacturing when she was armed with an MBA and a law degree and was already running a multi-million-dollar advisory business? We had to find out. Madhumita, a real pleasure to meet you. You had a law background, you had a consultancy background, and you come to manufacturing a bike. It's a really odd connection.
I think everything started at home, Then did my engineering and, enjoyed even technology and everything. And then also did my law, which definitely helps, you being a business person, doing MBA.
Absolutely.
So those things, add up. When I really look back now, it adds up to how my education, how my family, background, how my culture at my home was to really become an independent woman, to do what I would enjoy doing. And then the first business happened, got into EV, worked, in that space, got excited, learned a lot. And when you learn, when you're working, you also identify certain gaps. And then 2020, I decided enough of doing, R&D consulting for others. Why not I start my own product company? So definitely that was a crazy idea at that time because we were just coming out of COVID and you're talking about hardware and then you're talking about automotive, which is the, second most complex and hardest business. And in that, you're talking about becoming an OEM. So it was definitely crazy. But somewhere, these things were connecting, the knowledge, the building business experience, meeting Dinkar, right? I think that's how it paved the way, I would say.
On that note, shall we catch up with Dinkar? Just how is it when a husband and wife get together to run a company? Well, we had to ask that question. For our viewers, tell us the story, together, working together. How difficult is it? I've worked with my husband and I know it's not the easiest thing to do, because sometimes the problems go back home with you.
We focus and work towards our strength. That has been the rule, I would say, which we have followed since our first venture and now the second one. So whatever strength I have, I complement, and whatever strength he has, he complements. So we just keep our focus towards our strength. Definitely there are, both husband and wife, when you are in business, there are many things go home. There are many transaction costs which not just you pay, your entire family pays, your kid pays, right? And I think that is where I won't say balance, right? There's no balance, but yes, definitely some, juggling you do. And for us, the strength has been just focus on your strength.
You had a very successful business in iPexel. You were running a great consultancy. So what prompted you all to take this leap of faith?
When we were working and doing this R&D as a service during our first venture, working with these technology which is going to come almost like 5-7 years later, these are product companies, right? That was very, very inspiring that, we are doing the research, we are supporting these companies. So that venture helped us to really identify our strength, that okay, R&D is our strength. We have worked in this space. We have built a business also. We were totally, customer backed, I would say, not a VC backed or something. We were customer backed, profitable business, building a team, which itself is a, skill set. That was the foundation. That's how we laid.
About 5-6 years, we did almost 70 odd projects in the EV domain, right? The entire value chain of EV for different organizations globally, right? And that gave us a very good understanding of the EV technology. Initially, the idea, I would still say the credit goes to her, that she came up with the idea that we should do an EV. And EV also as a OEM, right, that build a motorcycle or build a product. So that came through her.
Soon there were other believers like Sagar Thakkar who came with a strong product development background and joined in as co-founder. You brought a lot of experience of EV when you came in as co-founder to Oben from Greenvolt.
Yeah.
What were the learnings from there that you brought into this company?
The main learning which has came from Greenvolt, it is understanding customer requirements and making a product around it. If in case I connect the dots, my father is an electrical engineer. Okay. So I have seen him, like since childhood, I have seen him winding motors, transformers by himself. It intrigued me a lot. Okay. The first motor which was wound was by my father, and then we somehow learned and tried, experimented. So that was a rich experience that I bring into Oben.
Was that an exciting journey to just come to a clean slate and say, hey, I can rethink this whole plan and do it differently?
Yeah, of course it is exciting. Okay. Anyway, like if in case engineering has to do its own job and it's a clean slate, so it is kind of you are in a chocolate factory, okay, and you can eat anything. Yeah. It was really exciting to work on a product which is grounds up, and then you have to design your own components, or else select the best components available in the market, checking whether it suits your requirement, engineering wise, customer requirement wise. I'll say exciting will be less of a word for that. Okay, I'm not finding any proper word for it, but then the journey was very much exciting as well as satisfying.
By 2021, groundwork turned into something tangible. The first prototype of the Oben Roar began development. Not just an idea anymore, but a real machine taking form. When you first, as a biker yourself, okay, your first ride on the first ready bike, what was that feeling?
Top of the world, I'll say. I still remember the night. So it was 24th December. 2023, when we had our first proto of Roar. The very first thing was like, chalo isko bahar leke chalte. Okay. It was late night, 2 o'clock or something. Everybody in the R&D was present. And everybody was going gaga over like, mereko chalana hai. I want to ride it. And we were finished by 2 o'clock in morning. But then riding that vehicle, we closed by 5.
Anybody in the EV space was jumping into the scooter space. So what made you take this decision to be in the bike space?
So I think a thumb rule for us is go by the data, go by the facts. It's not that something is working out internationally, will work out in India. We are sitting in world's largest motorcycle consumer, exporter, and technically expertise also. Hands down, we can beat China. So these were certain data very, very evident. Even certain technology which we have in our vehicle, there's certain scientific data, certain scientific fact. Not that just some premium brand is taking it, so I'll also adapt it.
That speedy progress in product development didn't go unnoticed, bringing in believers who saw the potential. Then came the big moment. In March 2022, the Oben Roar made its debut in Bengaluru. Roar was welcomed with a roaring response. Oben received over 21,000 pre-orders showing the potential of the market. The first product out in the real world. What were your biggest challenges when you started off?
We wanted to build a product for those customers who are looking for a value and trustworthy, reliable product, which also gives them a pride about owning the product. The first challenge was to build the team, because you have to have people with you who are such passionate, who have that thought process, engineering expertise in those areas,
And believe in your
and
dream.
believe, yes, and believe in the dream that we'll be able to achieve those things, because we are talking about 2020 when it was everything on paper, not even a design was there, and every component in EV we faced a challenge, right? So because the market wasn't that matured at that point of time.
A lot of other companies that are in this space have taken much longer to come to market than you have. Would you say that this vertical integration, or the decision to immediately from the word go say we will be vertically integrated because you faced challenges very early on and then decided we're doing it ourselves, would you say that helped you come to market early? Or
So with that respect, what we did, we crunched time. If something is going to take 5 days, right, we did it in 2, in terms of the development side of things, right? Because that is the time that we can control. Testing will take its own time, right? So before even launching the product, for example, into the market in 3 years, we did roughly about 100,000 or 1 lakh kilometers of testing from our side before launching it into the market. And then, even then, post that, we first launched only 100 vehicles with the customers. We worked with them for 7 months, right? 7 or 9 months, almost 9 months, right? Whatever issues were still there, we closed on those things. Then we did into mass manufacturing. So R&D phase, crunch time, right, in the R&D, then basically do the validation properly, and then get into the mass market. So I think these are the vertical integration and the time crunching. These are the 2 things, which is thanks to the team.
a year later, they raised another 40 crore in funding, giving them the fuel to scale faster. And the LFP battery. Again, you were the outlier where everybody was doing NMC. You wanted to do LFP. It's more efficient, but it's heavier. So what made you decide to go down this route?
India has a very tropical climate, right? If you have LFPs, you have more safety, right? So any two-wheeler player or customer, right, they look for a longer life of the product, right? Because that was also at that point of time one of the very big concerns, that okay, what would be the life of EVs, right? So it is safer, longer and cleaner. The thing was that how are you going to integrate it into your motorcycle and build a product out of it which looks good, okay? Because LFPs definitely have a shortcoming that they are heavier and they are basically bigger as well. That we figured out that why not try it out, why not use it and try to solve that engineering problem rather than basically just accepting what is available. So that's how we moved around it, and that's why we took the decision and built a product, and here we are.
Carrying the momentum, the company started delivering its first product in July 2023. They started a slow, one city and one state at a time approach.
Vertical integration is the base foundation of reliability and quality of the product. Now, from there, when it gets into the market, the first thing that we did, we started our own stores. Now, when we started our own stores, we did our own service. So we have taken everything very step by step. 1 year, we only opened our own stores. We serviced the customers by ourselves. Me, Madhumita, all our team was directly on ground at the service center, at the sales stores, to exactly identify everything going fine or not, where it is not, what needs to be done. So in that first year, when we were developing our own stores and service centers, we created entire SOPs, okay, for service, the kind of issues that may come, okay, as in regular service schedules. All those things were very well defined. The entire team, proper team was put across for those things. And then we moved from basically 10 stores to 100 stores. So we did not directly go on to 100 stores.
The brand opened its first experience center in HSR layout. For the first time, people could walk in and see and feel what Oben was building. Bikers at heart, it was clear that design is what drives the Oben founders. So we caught up with Ishan Asthana, Vice President Transportation Design, to understand the pressure on him to build this EV and how he created an identity for Oben Electric. So you've done quite a few things, mechanical engineer, then you had your own modification business, and then you've worked with Bajaj Auto. What from there, all those different things, did you bring into the design studio of Oben?
I think since I was a kid, I've been into automobiles. I've been very fortunate to grow around vehicles in general. With engineering, I really learned my basics, how to make things real. Modification was kind of actually a test bed and also an extension of my personality that, okay, if you want to personalize certain things, how do you indulge the, person more? And then Oben came along as a chance, and it's like I had a blank canvas in front of me and I was like, okay, you can do whatever you want. And the pitch was really interesting.
Designer's dream.
Designer's dream, create your own thing, create your own flavor. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I think all in all, I've been really grateful. And yeah, it's been a good experience commemorating all of these things together.
But, with ice bikes or, petrol bikes, and the design is quite different. You can leave the engines naked, lot more visible. Here it's a battery pack that everybody needs to have secure, concealed, not so visible, and it brings a different taste to design. So how was that conversion for you, and did you find it better, or do you miss something?
We were starting, the frame of mind was very correct and, was very set in our head that we wanted to have a vehicle which, if it's standing in the traffic, it kind of organically merges into it. So that was something that we were really going after. That because change is gradual. Okay, you can't really, change things to overnight. It should not look like an appliance. It should look like a vehicle. People are used to seeing, motorcycles in a certain way. So then we decided, okay, that is when the whole packaging and everything, a lot of R&D went behind it, and then that's how we cracked it. Timelessness is a very big attribute that I try to find in my designs, in the philosophy that I have. And that is what we have translated to, do it with Oben. The design should be something that, when the person looks at it on the first day, and when he looks back at it on the, after a couple of years of ownership, it should make him feel something, it should make him feel proud, it should make him feel happy. Oh, I have this. Oh, wow, this still looks so pretty. So, that kind of an emotion is what we are going after, and I think let's just translate it into things.
But design-wise, were there any challenges to this product?
Packaging, I think, was the basic challenge. Getting everything, since, batteries is, a big weight of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay? And it has to be positioned in such a way that, it doesn't look front heavy or, and everything has to work together in sync. And also it has to sync with the aesthetics of the vehicle, right?
On the back of demand, Oben Electric expanded to key markets with new showrooms and service centers. Then in November 2024, the Roar Easy debuted. Built for everyday city rides, it was more practical and accessible. You speak a lot about customer experience. From Roar to the Roar Easy, what were the learnings that you brought and changed in product from the learnings from the customer? After launching the Roar, selling the 100, deciding that, okay, we've got now some data. What were the changes and learnings that you took to Roar Easy?
So one important key finding which we had was customer wants best of both worlds. Customer wants range out of it. That is where the eco mode which is there helps you to get maximum amount of range, okay, with a decent amount of speed, so that customer never feels that he's missing out on something. In Roar, there were certain technical enhancement, I'll say. In Roar Easy, there was certain customer-oriented enhancement without compromising on quality. But the key difference between Roar and Roar Easy was we had a marketing piece wherein our bike, okay, which a customer is driving day in, day out, okay, it should be a head turner. That is what we figured out after Roar.
Come May 2025, Oben took the big step and announced the O100 platform. This positioned Oben to take on the 100cc equivalent electric motorcycle space. Tell me something, this O100, am I saying that right? Okay. So it's a brand new platform, and for a sub 1 lakh, literally, where the market is, that's not easy either. What were the challenges in building this platform? And what is really the vision for it going ahead as well?
The market, if you see, roughly about 40% of motorcycles, right, are in this particular segment. And it's a large segment. catering to that segment requires a specific kind of product altogether, where it is purely value driven and utility driven. People who are looking for that below 1 lakh segment, they are not looking for performance, they are looking for utility. With that thought process, we have built the entire platform where we'll be able to cut our costs up to a level where we are able to deliver a product to the customer being sustainable in the business as well. Because for us, always the sustainability of the business is also a very important factor. It's not just that we make something and then we just start selling it at XYZ different prices.
By July 2025, the company sold over 1,400 bikes in just 6 months. Doubling down on this increase in demand, Oben introduced its third model, the Roar Easy Sigma, targeting the modern biker. You've put a strong growth plan into place and you're looking at, like selling tens of thousands now. What is the plan for the expansion and managing the expectation that has now been laid of Oben?
So I think system and processes, what we have done in last 2 years is putting system and processes. Then there are certain, I would say, hard rules which we follow. A mandate that you are not allowed to open a store unless until you agree to open a service center. That's a total no-no, or I would say a red flag. So these are certain hard rules which are there. There are systems and processes within the company which we started early on. We were very proactive, right? Even, these were certain things which was heavy, commercially it was very expensive. But we put in that very early on so that we are now ready.
While putting things on paper is easier, actually building them is fraught with more challenges. So we headed to the plant to catch up with Sumit Khurana, Vice President and Plant Head. What we saw there was quite a revelation. A plant that looks surgically clean and neat.
Plant is amazingly organized and clean. The bikes are all lined in a row, boxes are all marked and kept. So how is this all managed?
So let me go through our process. So this is the area where once any material comes, so we are confirming the material with respect to the invoices. After this, the material goes to the IQC where certain inspections we are doing, aesthetic, dimensional. Once those all confirmations is being done, the material goes to the store. In case any material is having some non-conformity, that we are keeping in a quarantine zone. So there are no chances of mix-up of OK and NG parts. In store, we are adopting our best methodology. Like material is being routed through FIFO, that is first in, first out. We have implemented the 3C concept from the inception itself, that is correct bin, correct container and correct quantity as well. The whole plant is bifurcated in different zones. This is the area where we make sub-assemblies which caters the requirement from the main line. This is motor assembly area. It is only plant in the EV segment which is having all in-house R&D facility as far as battery, motor, HMI is concerned, and manufacturing facility as well.
So you have everything. So batteries, you get basically you import the cells.
Yeah, that is.
And then you do the entire assembly over here.
Entire assembly is here only.
Motors are also made in-house.
Motors are also made in-house.
And what about the software and the HMU, the control units?
So all are in-house developed by R&D, and further this training has been imparted by them in the initial phase. Now everybody has been trained enough to use all those software as well.
So even all the software that is developed for the control unit is in-house?
Yes. So once all those sub-assemblies parallelly we are built up, which really gives us an advantage that it improves our efficiency. So once all those sub-assembly are made, so parallelly it goes to the main line where actual bike takes into the shape. So this is the area from where our final vehicle assembly starts.
Okay.
So this is one of the area where the punching operations we are doing. After punching, certain other critical operations are there where we are integrating the battery, front fork assembly, swing arm sub-assembly, and once all those sub-assembly put together, after completion of this sub-assembly process, the vehicle goes to the main line. At line, we have designed our process like zero defect process. So every step is being confirmed, every part is being tracked, every batch is being tracked. Daily base we are confirming the process. So at no point of time the defect should flow to the next stage. We have taken a target of 95% state pass ratio, which is among the best in the industry as of now, and we are complying to that standard from the last 1 year consistently as well. Every rack, every trolley the in-house facility of we have developed here, so that we are making in-house only. So which gives an advantage in terms of that time saving as well as from the cost optimization point of view.
And
as well.
flexibility.
Flexibility also.
For external people, if you had to say that, what is the one thing about this plant that's unique or people would be surprised to know?
So we are right now operating with a zero appearance defect. Like once our bike has been rolling out, many of the parts are the parts which are painted parts. So not even a single paint defect is there in our bike. From the first stage itself, the infrastructure facility we have developed in such a way that every tool is been protected with some cushioning. Every trolley we have given that edge, like that metal to part contact can be mitigated. The training of the operator in such a way that how to handle the parts. So we are operating with the zero appearance defect. That cost we can minimize as a manufacturing, which will give certain manufacturing edge on a upper side.
How many bikes do you now manufacture per day over here?
So right now, on an average, we are producing 50 bikes per day based on the current market scenario, and the certain future volume which are lined up, that is not only the addition, that is a volume multiplier.
Yeah.
And already with respect to the capex, capacity, manufacturing facility, everything is been sorted and planned, so that we are readily available for the same in case any volume creeps up also.
When you first started this factory, what were your biggest challenges?
So biggest challenge was that EV domain was one of the area which was developing at that point of time. Manpower recruitment and training them on a different domain. So that is one of the area which was certain challenge for us. Once the bike comes, so this is the area where the tunnel inspection is going through, where we are confirming the each bike from aesthetic point of view, like any scratch, defect, any panel gap is there. So aesthetic confirmation we are doing here only.
Okay.
In 2026, Oben's journey was noticed beyond the industry. Oben was featured as the first success story on Zee TV's Idea Buzz. Today, Oben has grown into a nationwide presence with showrooms and service centers, and more than 285 crore raised along the way. With more products in the pipeline and a clear vision, Oben Electric certainly looks exciting in the competitive world of e-two-wheelers.
What's your vision for the design at Oben Electric in the next 5 years?
I want the similar values to be there, but elevating the customer design experience. As we are getting into much more experiential side of exploration, and customer is becoming a lot more design centric. So it is a good time for us to keep on delivering on this front, and we want to grow the same reactions that I've always tried to look. And when you park it, you should look back at it, and it should be an aspirational product to buy. So when somebody sees it, they should aspire to own it. So that's what I'm going after.
We've spoken a lot about everything, but we're here at the end of the manufacturing line at the moment. But it's just the beginning for you guys. What is the dream and the vision for Oben? What do you foresee in the next 5 years?
I think I would start by millions of life we are touching with our product to 100 service centers. Now we see that we will be entire the distribution is our focus right now. So distribution along with going hand in hand with service is the entire focus right now. This year we are targeting something around having 300 plus stores as we get into deeper into different states, and by FY30 you will see that there will be 1,000 stores across India, tier 1 to going up till tier 4. So I think that's the vision that we have, and as a motorcycle player, as it's a very big segment, so we will be getting into each and every segment of motorcycle, and that's the ultimate vision.